The candle's flame wavered, trembling as though it already knew how the night would end. I stood in the kitchen, flowers still clinging to my hands, staring at the table I'd spent hours preparing. Every dish was one of her favorites, each plate a silent attempt to bridge the distance that had grown between us. 8 o'clock passed, then 9. With each tick of the clock, my optimism soured into something heavier, an ache in my chest I couldn't ignore. When my phone finally lit up with her name, I felt a flicker of hope, until I read the message. I'm too tired. Can we do this another night? It hit me like a hollow punch. I didn't answer. I didn't even stay home. The idea for the evening had come that morning, fueled by a desperate desire to bring back something we'd lost. Sarah and I had been married for 6 years, but lately she felt like a stranger lying beside me. Her smiles were rare, her touches brief, her eyes always elsewhere. I thought maybe a night like the ones we used to have, cheap wine, easy laughter, whispered dreams, could remind us of what we once were. I left work early, searched out fresh ingredients, and cooked the things she loved most: rosemary chicken, creamy garlic mashed potatoes, the same Pinot Noir we drank on our honeymoon. I even set the good plates out, the ones we saved for special occasions, and lit candles to cast the room in warm, forgiving light. Around noon, I sent her a playful text. Got something special planned tonight. Be home by 7. Her response was short, sure. Not much, but enough to keep my fragile hope alive. At 7:30, the house was still quiet except for the oven keeping the food warm. I sent another text, casual. Running late? Dinner's ready. No reply. By 8:15 my call went straight to voicemail. I told myself she was stuck in traffic, her phone had died, work had kept her late. But deep down another thought took root, one I didn't want to face. When her message came at 9:02, the last thread holding me together snapped. I turned off the stove, blew out the candles, and walked out, leaving the untouched food behind like a monument to wasted effort. I drove with no destination, city lights streaking past as my mind replayed the past few months. Her late nights, her vague answers, the way she pulled away when I reached for her. I ended up in a small all-night diner. The waitress poured me coffee, her tired eyes kind. Rough night, she asked. You could say that, I muttered. I didn't mean to talk, but the words spilled out, about the dinner, the message, the gnawing sense that something was deeply wrong. She listened quietly, then asked, Are you sure she's just tired? That question stayed with me as I left. I drove to Sarah's office, telling myself I only wanted to see her car, to prove my worries wrong. But the building was dark and the lot empty. I called. No answer. I texted. Where are you? Nothing. Somehow, my car ended up outside Lauren's apartment, Sarah's closest friend, the one she still mentioned when she talked about after-work drinks. I knocked. No answer at first. Then a muffled laugh, Sarah's laugh. I knocked harder. Lauren opened the door, her expression shifting quickly from surprise to unease. Inside, Sarah sat on the couch, wine in hand, cheeks flushed. Beside her, too close, was a man I'd never seen. Her voice wavered. Mark, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. The man, sharp suit and practiced smile stood. Look, man, I don't want trouble. I laughed bitterly. You're sitting here with my wife. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. I didn't mean for this to happen, it just did. How long? I asked. Her silence was answer enough. I left before I did something I'd regret. Back home. The table was still set, candles burned down to stubs. I sat there in the dark, the truth settling like ash in my chest. The woman I loved was gone. Maybe she had been for a while. In the morning, I'd pack a bag. Not forever, not yet. But I couldn't stay in that house, not when every wall whispered her lies. She would call. She would beg. But I didn't know if I'd answer. Trust doesn't grow back. And as I looked at the cold, untouched dinner, I realized I hadn't just lost an evening. I'd lost the future I thought we had.